not only are we asking students to go through courses to get a degree, we're also asking students to think about themselves as citizens in this world. And after you leave the walls of McMaster University, who are you as a person? How are you interacting with your neighbors, whether that's the person next door, or whether that's the country next door, or whether that's the world as a whole?
Because it's one of those things that you can't describe. So once you go on it, you really get more passionate about even the program, and that'll help spread the message.
That it's an intense learning environment, and maybe that you don't really know what you're getting into, and that's one of the best parts about it. And so that learning and that education has not just stopped in that 1 week; it's continued, you know, and it still does to me now. And I don't think that it's something that can be contained.
This particular co-curricular service learning model began about 4 years ago when we did a pilot project of taking a group of students to Louisiana into New Orleans to work with Habitat for Humanity. And from there it's continued to evolve. So we've done projects working within Hamilton, our home community, and then moving out to our national community and our international community, all with the objective of learning.
Like service learning is based around the model of what, so what, now what. So it starts off with something that's just as straightforward as what did I do today? So today I volunteered at a compost center. And then it goes on to, well, so what? What does that mean? Well, that means I try to do something to help the environment. And then, well, now what? And well, now I started thinking about, well, what is environmentalism and what is sustainable development, and how does something as easy as backyard composting affect something like that?
When students experience it, they feel, and that's a little bit different than what can happen in a book. Sometimes we're affected by what happens in a book, but often it's that personal interaction that creates feeling, and that feeling then creates commitment.
I think that this 24-hour idea of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, of being immersed into education is an education that it goes up and down. It doesn't have a start time. Yeah, you may be learning a lot more during one particular time of the day than another, but I think that it is so it's so continuous.
And service learning really gives students the opportunity to enhance their own critical thinking skills.
And so you move from this progression of just challenging yourself and questioning yourself to questioning bigger picture ideas and to questioning academic theories or real world applications. And so that progression is something that can only happen when you're constantly questioning through reflection.
The beauty of service learning is that you can offer a variety of different projects. And so we often speak within our planning groups about meeting students where they're at and providing people with opportunities. So we can have a one-day project where students can just get a feel for if they want to be involved in the McMaster community, what else is out there, to a week-long project that's maybe in Vancouver or Newfoundland, learning a little bit more about our country, to a month-long project where we just went to Kenya.
You are connected to emotionally, and you're constantly stimulated because you're in this immersion experience, right? So you're both sides of your brain are working, and you're constantly thinking about everything that you're doing.
And I think that stems from this idea of experiential learning. Like, if you don't feel it, then you won't get passionate about it. And if you don't get passionate about it, then who's going to care? Who's going to make a difference? Who's going to make the changes that are necessary?
You're really starting to get to what are the root causes. What's happening systemically that's making this be a problem in our society? How is this different from Canada to the US to Kenya to Brazil?
It's changed the way I think. It's changed the way I reflect.
the idea isn't that you go through this once and you now become an expert in something. The idea is that you start this lifelong cycle of preparation, action, reflection.
I might have gone in with questions, but it came out with questions that were deeper and that meant more to me.
But I think I was uncomfortable with how naive I was going in, and I think that journey through being more comfortable in something so outside of my comfort zone.
And I found myself now coming back, and that this experience was not just contained in one week of being away in February. It's something that I've carried with me in the sense that I'm still looking at new articles and new books and new things that I find on the internet that I want to read more about and learn more about, simply because I thought about some of those things while I was there.
And it's really exciting, and when you start to see the type of learning that can come from a one-day experience, a week-long experience, a course-long experience, and now start to think about that being ingrained in a student's 4-year experience as an undergrad, where they have these opportunities over and over again, and they get to develop these critical thinking skills and really start getting deeper and asking themselves questions about why. And all of these questions that can start to happen over the course of 4 years, I think we not only would be graduating very educated students, we would be graduating educated citizens.